The nice thing about being temple president in the early days is we were supposed to write Prabhupada a letter every month. We were supposed to tell him what was going on in our center, and then I could take advantage and ask questions. So one time we were doing traveling Sankirtan, and I was enjoying traveling and preaching. I didn't like to manage, so when I came back to the temple, I was experiencing all this anxiety. So I began thinking that on the road, I can remember Krishna. But when I'm at the temple, I just forget him. There's so many things to do. So I decided when I would give my report to Srila Prabhupada that I would ask a question. So I was thinking like this. I was thinking, is it better to do less service and think of Krishna more, or do more service and think of Krishna less? So those are my two options, although that's not the actual philosophy. So I wrote Prabhupada that letter. What should I do? Because I told him how when I was traveling it was so much easier to think of Krishna. So then he replied, his first sentence was, the whole point of everything is to become absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. So when I heard Prabhupada say that, I felt guilty, I felt embarrassed, I felt this was impossible, to become absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, because I felt I was never thinking of Krishna. That's why I wrote Prabhupada, thinking of so many things other than Krishna. So he writes back, the whole point of everything is to become absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. So I was, immediately I was thinking, this is impossible, I'm already at a loss. So then Prabhupada said, the way you do this is that you think that you have no qualification for your service. So Prabhupada told me in my situation, you should think that you have no qualification to be the temple president, and that you have to pray to Krishna to give you the qualification. So he said, you should think, Krishna, you should pray, Krishna, please give me the qualification, because if you don't give me the qualification, then all the devotees in the temple will leave. So he said, in that way, always remain dependent on Krishna, and then you'll always be able to think of Krishna. So he didn't say, do less service, think of Krishna more. That was never Prabhupada's mood. But his mood was, you should be dependent. And then by being dependent, you'll think of Krishna. So I thought that was very instructive.